April 12, 1945. Harry Truman became president when Roosevelt died. 82 days later, his Secretary of War walked into the Oval Office and said, "Mr. President, we have a weapon that can destroy entire cities. We built it already. It cost $2 billion. And you didn't know it existed? Subscribe immediately." Roosevelt built the atomic bomb in absolute secrecy. 130,000 Americans working on it. Entire cities constructed. Oak Ridge, Tennessee, 75,000 residents, didn't appear on any map. Hanford, Washington, 51,000 workers, all addresses classified. Los Alamos, New Mexico, scientists disappeared, families told they moved for war work. The largest secret in human history. Kept from everyone. Including democracy itself. Imagine your government taking $2 billion from taxpayers, $30 billion in today's money, without congressional approval. Without oversight. Without elected representatives knowing. Roosevelt created fake budget categories. Buried expenses in other departments. Lied directly to Congress when questioned. Built weapons of mass destruction in democratic darkness. The president became a benevolent dictator. Temporarily. He promised. Roosevelt knew something his successors would face, should one person control the power to end human civilization? He never answered that question publicly. Never had to. He died before the bomb was tested. Before it was used. Before the moral weight crushed whoever held that power. He passed the burden. Without warning. Without preparation. Without consent. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is documented fact. Declassified memos. Budget records. Testimony from scientists, politicians, military leaders. Hit subscribe because we're diving into the greatest deception in American history and asking whether it was justified. Drop a like if you're ready for moral complexity. Let's start in 1939. Before the secret. August 1939. Albert Einstein wrote Roosevelt a letter. German scientists had discovered nuclear fission. Could lead to weapons of unimaginable power. Einstein, a pacifist, urged development before Germany succeeded. Roosevelt read the letter. Filed it. Did nothing. For 2 years. Then December 7, 1941 happened. Pearl Harbor changed everything. Suddenly, Einstein's warning seemed prophetic. Urgent. Early 1942. Intelligence suggested Germany was developing atomic weapons. Scientists calculated if Germany succeeded first, the war was over. Instant victory. No defense exists against atomic bombs. Roosevelt faced impossible choice: pursue weapons of mass destruction aggressively, or risk Germany deploying them first. Speed required secrecy. Secrecy required deception. Deception required abandoning democratic principles. Temporarily. June 1942. Roosevelt authorized the Manhattan Project. Did not consult Congress. Did not seek appropriations approval. Did not inform congressional leadership. Simply authorized it. Gave military blank check. Created shadow budget. The memo was 3 paragraphs. No oversight committee. No reporting requirements. Complete autonomy. Total secrecy. Democratic process suspended. For duration. For victory. For necessity. General Leslie Groves took command. Military engineer. No science background. Built the Pentagon. Knew how to manage massive projects in secrecy. His first decision: compartmentalization. Workers would only know their specific task. Scientists would only know their research area. Nobody except top leadership would understand the complete picture. Information control became operational doctrine. 1943. Groves built 3 secret cities. Oak Ridge processed uranium. Hanford produced plutonium. Los Alamos designed bombs. Workers recruited through false job postings. Technical work, location classified, duration indefinite. Families moved to addresses that didn't exist on maps. Mail censored. Phone calls monitored. Leaving required permission. Arriving required ignorance. American citizens lived in classified prisons. Voluntarily. Calotron operators at Oak Ridge were mostly young women. High school graduates. Monitored dials. Adjusted settings. Worked 12-hour shifts. Had no idea they were enriching uranium. Thought they were making radio parts or electrical components. When Hiroshima happened, their supervisor finally explained. They'd been building atomic bombs for 2 years. Some vomited. Some cried. Some quit immediately. Los Alamos scientists knew exactly what they were building. Oppenheimer recruited the best minds. Physicists who fled Nazi Germany. Young American theorists. They understood implications. Held meetings about post-war control. Debated moral responsibility. But kept working. Because stopping meant Germany might succeed. Because intellectual challenge was irresistible. Because Pandora's box cannot be unopened once you glimpse inside. 1944 Congressman John Tabor questioned War Department budget. Noticed massive unexplained expenses. Demanded explanation. Secretary of War Stimson lied directly classified facilities for strategic materials production. Tabor pushed. Stimson stonewalled. Roosevelt supported Stimson. Congress backed down. Democratic oversight defeated by executive authority. Wartime emergency justified peacetime powers. Precedent established. Constitution suspended. Voluntarily. Patriotically. Roosevelt carried the secret alone at the top. Couldn't discuss with cabinet. Couldn't consult advisors. Couldn't share burden with Congress. His inner circle was military and scientists, not elected representatives. He made decisions about weapons capable of ending civilization without democratic input. Became temporary monarch. Benevolent dictator. He believed necessity justified methods. History would judge whether he was right. April 12, 1945. Roosevelt died of cerebral hemorrhage. Warm Springs, Georgia. Harry Truman sworn in as president. Truman had been vice president for 82 days. Roosevelt never briefed him about anything. Truman didn't know about Yalta agreements. Didn't know about post-war plans. Didn't know about the atomic bomb. Knew nothing. Roosevelt protected the secret even from his successor. April 24, 1945. 12 days into presidency. Secretary of War Stimson requested urgent meeting. Entered Oval Office with Leslie Groves. Told Truman about Manhattan Project. $2 billion spent. 130,000 employees. Weapon ready for testing soon. Decision about using it would be his. Truman was furious. Felt betrayed. Unprepared. But the bomb existed. Now his responsibility. His choice. July 16, 1945. Trinity test. New Mexico desert. First atomic explosion. Oppenheimer quoted Hindu scripture, "Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds." The test succeeded. The weapon worked. Exceeded predictions. Truman was at Potsdam Conference negotiating with Stalin. Received coded message, "Baby successfully born." The secret was complete. The power was real. The choice was immediate. August 6, Hiroshima. August 9, Nagasaki. Truman authorized both bombings. Ended the war. Killed over 200,000 civilians. Truman defended decision publicly saved American lives by avoiding invasion. Privately struggled with moral weight. But Roosevelt's secrecy meant Truman made choice without full context. Without preparation. Without understanding Roosevelt's reasoning. Inherited weapon. Inherited war. Inherited impossible decision. Post-war debate exploded. Was Roosevelt's secrecy justified? Did wartime emergency allow executive dictatorship? Should Congress have known? Should Truman have been briefed earlier? Scientists formed organizations demanding civilian control of atomic energy. Congress passed Atomic Energy Act 1946. Civilian oversight. Democratic accountability. But precedent established presidents could build weapons in secret during emergencies. When does emergency end? Roosevelt's secrecy raises permanent questions. Can democracy survive total war? Should one person control civilization-ending weapons? Is transparency possible during existential threats? Roosevelt believed secrecy was necessary for victory. Maybe he was right. Germany was pursuing atomic weapons. Speed required darkness. But democracy died temporarily to save democracy permanently. That paradox never resolves. Only repeats. Roosevelt saved democracy by suspending it, and we still haven't decided if that trade was worth making. This is documented history. Declassified memos. Congressional records. Scientific testimony. Roosevelt built the atomic bomb in complete democratic darkness. Was he right? That question has no easy answer. If you believe we should still debate wartime secrecy versus democratic oversight, subscribe. If this made you question whether security requires secrecy or secrecy threatens security, comment below. And remember, every president since Roosevelt has inherited nuclear weapons and the power to use them in minutes without congressional approval. Roosevelt's emergency powers never fully ended. They just became normal. Subscribe to explore how temporary measures become permanent precedents.